DC Studios' Merry Little Batman sees Bruce Wayne in an unusual turn, donning his dad hat during the holidays. The Warner Brothers animation film follows the relationship of Bruce and his son, Damian, an 8-year-old desperate to be just like his crime-fighting father. The only problem, beyond him being a literal child, is that crime no longer exists in Gotham. Batman decided to clean up the streets for good to give Damian a shot at the safe, crime-free childhood Bruce didn't have. But when his overprotective father is called to save the day in Nova Scotia on Christmas Eve and becomes stranded in a trap laid by Mr. Freeze, Damian is left home alone with no one to help him as two criminals break in. The hapless burglars manage to make off with his newly gifted utility belt, leading Damian on a chase through Gotham's wintry streets as he encounters the Rogues Gallery, Penguin, Bane, Poison Ivy, and none other than the Joker. The film, which stars Luke Wilson as Bruce Wayne, Jonas Kibrabe as Damian, and James Cromwell as Alfred, alongside David Hornsby, the Joker, Therese McLaughlin, Poison Ivy, Brian George, the Penguin, Chris Sullivan, Bane, and Dolphidomian. Mr. Freeze was initially set to debut on Max. But like a litany of other projects slated for the streamer, it was axed as part of a series of tax write-offs that downsized the company's pandemic-fueled content library. Luckily, Merry Little Batman found a studio interested in bringing the Dark Knight's fans a little Christmas cheer. When Warner Brothers was bought by Discovery, there were, obviously, a lot of changes and some course correction. The good news was, we had an animatic, and it was in very good shape. We were all very happy with it, and WBD, from what I understand, did like the project, so they allowed us to continue producing it and making it with the idea that we find a new home for it, recalls the film's director Mike Roth. We pitched it around, and Amazon got very excited and bought it, thankfully. The Warner Brothers animated film is also attached to a spin-off series, similarly canceled at Max and revived by Amazon, that will expand the world teased in Batman's first real Christmas film, which is visually inspired by the art of Ron Searle. It's a universe that doesn't forget to pay homage to its previous iterations either, with cop-out jokes and more Easter eggs for just about every iteration and generation of Batman fans, says the director. That's what the nipple suit is in the Batcave. That is 100% a nod to George Clooney, and that whole suit, Roth says, speaking to one of the movie's Easter eggs. Damian's like, well, that leaves nothing to the imagination, and I feel like everybody watching that movie for the first time had a similar thought. Merry Little Batman is a film chock full of inspirations and homages, from Home Alone to Shel Silverstein, and even features fun musical touches like All I Really Want for Christmas, from Lil Jon and featuring the Kool-Aid Man, yes, the actual drink mascot. Roth notes that music choice, in particular lyrics that speak exactly to Damian's POV alongside a bassy, booming beat that drives audiences through a sequence where Damian is beginning to get all he really wants for Christmas, had him feeling like the song was written for this moment. We knew we wanted a needle-drop Christmas song here, Roth tells The Hollywood Reporter about the music supervision choice. We also wanted a song that quite frankly kicked butt, to really put an exclamation point on the excitement Damian is experiencing. And for the audience, we wanted it to have an MTV music video vibe. Roth spoke to THR about all of this and more, including scraped movie ideas, how the TV show was born, and whether Batman Returns is a Christmas movie following the release of Merry Little Batman. The film holds a sort of unique place in the Batman canon, which has been around as long as a whole person's, or multiple people's, lifetime. Can you talk about your approach to taking him into dad and Christmas territory? There's 90 years of history with Batman, so he's had lots of different iterations, but like you said, it's a lifetime, basically, since we've ever seen this type of Batman. Usually, he's a brooding, stoic presence. For us, we got an opportunity to explore the dad side of Bruce. He's still Bruce because he still has that laser focus, but he's vanquished all the crime in Gotham, so now he's taken all of his laser focus, and he's put into being a dad. When exploring that space, we took some of our own dadisms, who we are as dads, and we put that into him, while still being true to his character. He's still stoic, but he has this loving, touching side, and because he's so laser-focused on raising his son, he no longer needs a debonair style. He's grown a beard. He's got a flannel on. He's got his dad sneakers. He's in full dad mode, or as we affectionately call him, a Batcopter dad, a helicopter dad. Laughs. When it was originally imagined, the idea was, let's have a Christmas story with Batman. It had some homages to Home Alone and still has some of that DNA in there, though, originally, It was even more Home Alone-ish. But what better way to tell a Christmas story than through the eyes of a child? Very early on, there was an idea. It didn't last long about, what if Batman was a kid? But I think people love Batman, and they want to see the Batman they want to see.